Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the American action-adventure film Survivor. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. Kate, a young woman who was born in space, emerges from a nightmare, not aware of the coming reality. Unaware, she doesn't know that her dream will soon become a terrifying reality as she confronts monsters on the planet she has always dreamed for. Meanwhile, her boyfriend's birthday message brings her joy as she starts her usual day. Due to government experiments, Kate never experienced life on Earth. The planet's impendency to the sun made it uninhabitable, leading to 7 spaceships rescuing survivors and embarking on a discovery for a new habitable planet. After 4 decades of futile searching, 6 ships vanished, leaving only the elderly Captain Hunter and a new generation confined to their spaceship, who had never known anything beyond its walls. Despite this, Captain Hunter continues to train the young generation, organizing simulated battles against alien adversaries and preparing them for the possibility of fighting for their place on a new planet. Following the simulation, the students engage in debate sessions, with Captain Hunter showing particular attention to Kate, honoring his promise to her father to protect her anyhow. During her free time, Kate diligently studies nearby solar systems, and eventually, she succeeds in capturing a signal from one of the planets. Everyone assembled on the captain's bridge. The crew receives joyful news that they are en route to a potential new home planet. Captain Hunter forms a reconnaissance team, tasked with being the first to explore and determine the planet's habitability. The shuttle sets off towards the unknown land, while Hunter reminisces with the young men about the purity of breathable air, free from filters, and fondly recalls riding horses alongside Kate's father. The shuttle abruptly shakes and splits in 2 parts in the atmosphere. Kate's dream becomes a startling reality as she descends rapidly. Luckily, a parachute saves her and falls into a lake. A local girl on the shore notices Kate's arrival and quickly informs her father. However, a group of unfriendly natives also witnesses her fall down, and their leader orders the immediate search and destruction of any unwelcome visitor on their planet. After swimming a considerable distance, Kate reaches a rugged shoreline. As she opens her eyes, a horse stands nearby, the very same one Captain Hunter spoke of. Aware of the urgency, Kate activates her search mode and hastens to locate the rest of the crew. However, she is forced to dive back into the lake to evade a rain of fiery wreckage from the shattered shuttle. Eventually, she reunites with the others, but her attempts to save Anne, who has sustained severe injuries, prove useless. Panic hits the young men as they face this dire situation. Upon reaching the shore, the group is confronted by aggressive natives who launch an attack without letting them speak any discussion about their purpose. Kate is struck and loses consciousness, but regains awareness as a mysterious creature appears, incapacitating both her team and the locals. Someone saves Kate from the battlefield, and she awakens in a dark cave near a fire. She recognizes the creature who attacked them before is again going to attack a girl, but she assembles her strength, fights back, and successfully escapes from there. Despite unsuccessful attempts to establish contact with her team, Kate perseveres and climbs to the highest vantage point. Eventually, she succeeds in reaching Captain Hunter, who has sustained a severe fracture and seeks refuge in a cave located 60 kilometers away from her. Driven by determination, Kate sets out on a mission to aid the captain, as well as locate the remnants of their ship. As Kate searches through the vegetation, she discovers some berries that can eat, unaware of an unknown masked man observing her. Then she takes refuge in a cave overnight, where she can save herself from heavy rainfall and crafts a wooden stake as her potential defense. The next morning, she remains careful, holding the stake at the ready as the unsettling cries of unfamiliar creatures echo in her surroundings. The girl sneaks behind the natives, attempting to spy on their conversation while remaining unnoticed. However, her actions are discovered and she must quickly escape. A native manages to catch hold of her, pretending to be a friend, but Kate suspects his intentions and manages to free herself. She then finds herself confronting the remaining hostile natives. The girl confronts the hostile group, overpowering them and taking their weapons and attire. She swiftly resumes her escape, determined to reach Hunter without delay. As she encounters a steep cliff blocking her path, she refuses to turn away and instead scales it directly, determined to continue her journey. Having found a secure ravine to rest for the night, Kate expresses her concern to Hunter about the prolonged and challenging road ahead. However, the captain reassures her not to worry. The next morning, as they prepare to resume their journey, Kate hears an unfamiliar sound. Curiosity developed, she secretly enters a nearby cave and discovers a horse being pursued by a predator. After vanquishing the creature, the girl takes a moment to tame the horse, successfully acquiring a means of transportation. Riding the horse, the remaining journey becomes considerably smoother, and Kate feels a sense of happiness. After a few hours, she finally locates the captain. Hunter appears weak and faithless, but his face lights up with joy upon seeing his apprentice, especially upon discovering that she has skillfully saddled a horse. The captain instructs the girl to head towards the mountains and locate the central section of the ship to send a distress signal. Unfortunately, the horse cannot accompany her this time, so Kate continues on foot. As she journeys, she encounters two eerie creatures, which is looking like half human and half animal. Once more, she must engage in a fierce battle to fend off the creatures and prevent herself from becoming their hunt. Despite the increasing number of pursuers, the girl scales up a steep cliff, managing to shake them off. Discovering the wreckage, Kate contacts the captain, who guides her in activating the rescue beacon. However, she must ascend the cliff once more, facing the challenge with fatigued hands and great difficulty. After successfully sending a distress signal, Kate's only course of action is to wait while hoping to locate any surviving companions. Suddenly, she realizes that the signal that guided them to this place has also been activated. She promptly informs Hunter through a video link, and just as he is about to provide an explanation, raptors materialize behind him. Simultaneously, another group of raptors emerges before Kate, and amidst the chaos, the captain mysteriously vanishes. With urgency, the girl hastens to aid her boss, yet she discovers only remnants of blood in his absence. As the predatory creature lurks nearby, Kate prepares to unleash her wrath upon it. However, this time, the monster's powers prove to be superior, overpowering her. Overwhelmed, the girl faints and collapses onto the ground. In a twist of events, the masked stranger comes to Kate's aid. While attempting to escape while the stranger is preoccupied, Kate unwittingly falls into a trap. However, much to her surprise, the masked stranger frees her and reassures her of his kind intentions. Removing his mask, he reveals himself to be an ordinary man named Rogan, who now seeks the girl's assistance. In addition, Rogan reveals that he knows the location of Kate's friends and believes they can be rescued. However, before they can proceed, Kate must tend to Rogan's battle wound. During this time, he confides in her that his tribe has been attacking outsiders, and he was unable to stop them. He emphasizes that her friend's disappearance is not their tribe's fault, but rather the result of monsters who have abducted both the guests and Rogan's daughter. His main objective now is to save his daughter. Mounting their horse, the young individuals hurry up toward the location where the kidnapped victims are being held. However, they are compelled to halt and allow the horse to rest. During this break, they engage in conversation, and Kate discovers that the planet they are on is, in fact, Earth, from which everyone was compelled to flee. Eventually, they arrive at the monster's lair within the cave where Kate initially wakes up. It becomes evident that the alien creatures are storing the abductees with the intention of enslaving them. The rescuers witness the horrifying sight of monsters devouring their victims, prompting them to take immediate action. Kate's surviving friends question her decision to involve an outsider, but she assures them that Rogan is assisting her. Ellie mentions hearing a scream, but is unsure of the precise location where the monsters are keeping Rogan's daughter. With no time for further explanations, the girl's eyes close, but the local guy reassures Kate and directs her attention to the captain, who miraculously survives. Attentively, she tends to Hunter's broken bone and he regains consciousness. As the captain surveys the surroundings, he comes to the realization that only 2 of his crew members remain. However, the shock intensifies when he learns the truth that they are actually on Earth, and that several years have passed since humans escaped into space. As Hunter deliberates on their next course of action and where to await assistance from the ship, Rogan stumbles upon his daughter's helmet. The awful reality dawns on him that the chances of finding her alive are incredibly small. In order to prevent the monsters from feasting on the bodies, Kate sets fire to the cave and the group hastily makes their way toward the exit. Overwhelmed by grief, Rogan continuously calls out for his daughter, leading to a confrontation with one of the other guests. However, Kate intervenes, defending Rogan and proposing to use her device to scan the cave for any signs of his daughter. The plan proves successful as Rogan spots his daughter on the screen, trapped within one of the complex mazes. Without hesitation, he sets off in pursuit. Rogan eventually locates the girl and explains to her the urgency of aiding the guests from one of the legendary 7 ships. However, their time is limited as a massive monster emerges nearby, forcing the group to unite and launch a collective attack to overcome the threat. As a result, a cave-in occurs, leaving the crew trapped and divided into 2 groups. Rogan confronts Weston, who has been bitten by the monster, and persuades Kate to leave the cave with his daughter, assuring her that he and his partner will find another way out. Supported by Hunter, they make their ascent toward the surface. Unbeknownst to them, the other group navigates through a narrow manhole, unaware of the imminent danger surrounding Kate and the individuals under her protection, as they find themselves encircled by monsters. As the group of guys continues their escape, a persistent monster trails behind them. However, Rogan effortlessly deals with it, once again saving Weston's life. Another monster appears moments later, causing Weston's nerves to fray from the relentless attacks. Captain Hunter and Kate step in, shielding the girl and providing protection. In the midst of the chaos, Rogan hears his daughter's clear scream, prompting him to make the fearless decision to return to the cave and assist her. United as friends, the group successfully vanquishes the tribe of monsters and emerges into the daylight. However, a tragic turn of events occurs as an arrow from Rogan's tribesmen strikes Weston's heart. Despite his injury, Weston bravely defends his newfound companions, explaining to the leader that Kate saved Rogan's daughter. Unfortunately, the monsters strike in once more, sparking another intense battle. The leader's rage destroys him, and the other warriors lay down their weapons since they are unsure of whose instructions to obey at this point. In order to live in peace and repair the earth, Rogan speaks to the people and convinces them to cooperate with the travelers. Shortly after, a spaceship arrives and descends on the earth toward them. They are welcomed by Rogan's family, his wife, Kate, and little daughter, when they reach the very top of the mountain. Thank you for watching our recap. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and feel free to explore our other recaps.